What's happening, y'all?
What's up, guys?
I am Ashton.
I'm KP
All right, and you are tuned in to the In Vehement Company podcast, the show made by music enthusiasts
for
for
music enthusiasts.
music enthusiasts. Y'all know what it is. All right.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna let Keisha. She gonna go ahead and she's in the driver's seat. So I'm.
Today we're just gonna really talk about R&B, how our love for R&B has impacted where we are musically and how it shaped us musically, and just let it lead into an organic conversation about R&B and the state of R&B. So I know for me, I grew up in a musical family. My mom sang, my brother sang, I sang, and primarily in church. But then outside of church, my mom and aunties and uncles would always get together, and we would always listen to the blues, old school R&B. Marvin Gaye was my mom's favorite singer, which
Oh
is
yeah.
now my favorite male singer of all time.
Yeah. Oh
Aretha
yeah.
Franklin, grew up on all of these amazing people, Teddy Pendergrass, Al Green, just legends, really. The Isley Brothers, all of them that really impacted my musical taste,
Oh, for
if
sure.
you will. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, so that's really how I got into it. My mom, like
Oh, for
from a
sure.
baby on up, every day. Like there was never ever a day where there wasn't music playing. It was the soundtrack of my life. So,
Oh, for sure.
um,
For sure.
and R&B played a huge part in that. Um, R&B and gospel, which that's a whole conversation in
Yeah.
itself.
Pretty much.
Most
Pretty
R&B
much.
artists come from gospel music.
Absolutely.
So
Most certainly.
the church is just
Mhm.
embedded in R&B in itself. So
Oh yeah.
church
Which
R&B
for
is
sure.
pretty much my upbringing.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I know for me personally, I'm not a child of R&B music, what I always say, but I am a product of it. My grandfather, God rest his soul, Sugar Ray Ballad, as they called him. I mean, he sang gospel with his group, the Ballad Brothers, a quartet group, but also he was an R&B singer on the side, and so he sang in a lot of the lounges around town, and actually recorded an R&B project before he passed. So
Wow.
that was pretty much my introduction to R&B music, because I mean, I grew up in church, but we really weren't allowed to listen too much of it. Oh, I mean, well, me and my brothers,
Okay.
we pretty much had to sneak to get some of it.
Okay.
I mean, but I mean, I really didn't do that till later on. Actually, I want to say when I was in eighth grade, my father he bought the Temptations biopic on DVD and brought it to the house.
Mm.
And the thing that was kind of tripping me out because I never knew this, but like every song that was on that movie, he was singing along with it. I'm like, now we didn't grow up listening to this stuff.
How
How
you
does
know?
how does he know this? But then later he told me that him and his
Exactly.
high school buddy, like during halftime, or actually they were both in band in marching band, and they would sing Temptation songs trying to impress the girls and all that while he was in high school. So that's hilarious to actually think about that. So I'll say those were pretty much my two introductions
That's
to R&B
funny.
music.
Yeah.
I really didn't get into it myself because, like I said, I grew up in church and like really gospel and jazz were really much the only musical styles that I was listening to because I'm an instrumentalist and in the 90s it was kind of crazy because as a drummer specifically you couldn't really find work in R&B music because of MPCs and a lot of them uh played to tracks and all that. I mean, there were some groups that used a
Right.
live band, but not all of them. But gospel so much, but jazz and rock because I just because of instruments,
Exactly.
so jazz and rock and gospel were the three styles that I came up in. Like I said, R&B music. I really didn't start studying it until I was in my 20s almost. But
Mm.
then like even playing it, um, my grandfather encouraged me and my brother to actually get into it, not just not to let my gift be confined within the four walls of church. So but
Yes,
then
I
I did.
love that.
Well, I will say this. I will say this because it would actually it would actually make me a hypocrite or a liar if I didn't. Because like the first episode when I mentioned "For Your Love" by Stevie Wonder, I first heard that song when I was what five or 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Because my dad, he would drive me to school in kindergarten, and that song came on pretty much every day. So on this one radio show or radio station called 107.3 The Wave, which was a smooth jazz station, but they did play R&B every now and again, like um, again, For Your Love by Stevie Wonder, um, What You Won't Do for Love by Bobby Caldwell, one of my favorite
And
songs.
Bobby
Oh
Caldwell,
yeah, that.
same.
Oh yeah, and I mean, Let's Stay Together, Al Green. They would play that quite often. After the Love Is Gone by Earth, Wind and Fire, like a lot of the old school love songs
Oh
from
yeah,
the 70s.
legends.
So
Yes,
those ones. So I did in that regard, but I guess I was always just attracted more to jazz because of live drums. Because my father was a drummer and as well, and
exactly.
so I always gravitated to that. But actually doing my homework on R&B music, it wasn't until my 20s, and also a lot of the church folk would always demonize R&B music too. So I didn't want to let them down or feel convicted as I did it. But I would sneak every now and again to listen to it. But
All right.
also,
The crazy
also,
thing though,
also, I gotta say this too. I guess a part of that was actually my mother, because this radio station Z1079 here in Cleveland, and she would actually play that station while sometimes just driving in the car. So when I was about 9 or 10, Destiny's Child, they were in on it. So Bills, and Bugaboo, those songs.
say my name, say my
Yes,
name.
Say My Name. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Just pretty much the whole Writing on the Wall album. Uh,
Who?
was
Wow.
really aware of that. Are You That Somebody by Aaliyah? That was
Yeah.
that was my cut,
Yep.
boy.
And Drew Hill, Cisco was
Yeah,
out.
Drew
If
Hill,
you talk about Are
Cisco.
You That Somebody, that was Cisco's first, his solo album was out at that time.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even get into
come on now.
Cisco's album.
That, and then another favorite of mine, All That I Can Say by Mary J. Blige. So those were the songs that really resonated with me on the R&B side at that point. But like I said, I
Right.
really didn't get too much into it until I was in my 20s. So I mean, um, so
And then led you down the roller
yeah.
coaster.
So
Yeah, same. Like, I mean, what I could say with the church and like R&B music is those ones who were probably criticizing the most weren't the ones who were actually leading in worship and things, because those folks were singing in church and then had side gigs. A
yeah, oh
lot of
yeah.
them did. They
Mm-hmm.
were singing at the local jazz clubs or lounges or whatever the case may be on the
Karaoke
weekends,
night.
or a karaoke, like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of them had other gigs because, like you said, just not confining to the four walls. And then that's how we end up getting the
Mm-hmm.
Tyrese's, the all the Tanks and all of them, they all come from church,
Mm-hmm. Oh, for
literally.
sure, for
So,
sure. And
so,
actually,
you know,
yeah, you alluded to it earlier about R&B and gospel being one and the same. My uncle Clarence, he always used to say that gospel and R&B are pretty much the same thing. You just change,
the
like,
lyrics.
yeah, the lyrics, like the endearment is still there, but instead of
Exactly.
saying Jesus or God, you're saying baby or darling or honey. Just
Especially in the 90s,
oh yeah,
where
for
music
sure.
was still more, love based. R&B was more about love.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And so like you really could interchange those lyrics back then for sure, like 90s and prior.
Oh for sure. Yes.
um so yeah, for sure. So do you have like your round, what is it, Mount Rushmore of artists that you want to put in now that that's like really trending right now?
Oh yeah. Well, I'll have to do old school and new school.
Okay, period, let's do
All
it.
right. So old school, I got, of course, Stevie Wonder. One. I do have to say, oh, even before that, my number one old school R&B singer, my baby, Shaka Khan.
I know you was about to say,
Oh
I
yeah,
know
yeah,
you
yeah.
love you some
Oh,
Shaka.
I show love
There's
me some
Shaka
Shaka.
up here. Here
Oh
we
yeah.
go, Shaka. Come on,
Yes. Oh
Rufus.
yeah. Yes. Yes.
Period.
Everlasting love from that album. That's my favorite song on that album.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
let's
Yeah.
go.
So yeah, Shaka, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye. and I mean, you can't leave Aretha Franklin out.
Absolutely cannot.
So yeah, that would be
Mm-mm.
my Mount Rushmore. And then new school, I got Lucky Day, Money Long, mm, um, Leon Thomas. He's making too big of a splash for me to leave him out. So
He's
let me
your
put him.
Mount Rushmore, though.
I
Okay.
mean, with the new school people.
Okay.
So I mean, but like he's like you hear Mutt everywhere, and
That's true.
so that,
That is true.
and then a guy that I always fail to mention, but I will not now, Duran Bernard. So,
Duran.
oh yeah, he's
Yeah, vocally, like
yeah,
he's really one of
yeah,
one, honestly. Like he really, yeah, his vocals are incredible.
yeah,
Just his whole entire background just is very, yeah, yeah. I love him.
yeah.
He's an amazing artist.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but like vocally, he's kind of across from me of B Slade and Kim Burrell. Like he kind of has that, you know.
Absolutely.
So I mean,
Absolutely.
so
His whole
that's
artistry is just incredible. And then being under the tutelage of Erica Badu and singing
oh
background for
yeah,
her for many, many, many years. And you can kind of see that influence in his live shows. And it's just incredible to watch.
oh for sure, yeah. So I'm gonna pass it on to you. Your Mount Rushmore, old school and new
Mount
school, or you can do
Rushmore,
just an
old
overall.
school, old school. We're going to go Marvin Gaye
Yep,
first. Marvin Gaye for me, Aretha Franklin, because you just cannot leave Aretha
you
out.
can't, you can't. Like Kobe
Like
Mitchell
there's
says,
just
you can't.
like you literally just cannot leave her out. Who you put me on this? I'm gonna say Barry White. I love Barry White
Oh
for
yeah,
many,
Barry
many,
White.
many, many,
Oh yeah,
many reasons, not just vocally, but him as a musician, a writer. Like, okay,
oh yeah,
Barry, and then we're gonna go Natalie Cole.
oh yes, oh yeah,
Ah,
oh
we're
yes.
gonna go Natalie, period.
I know my
Like,
grandparents.
man, that's a whole nother
I know
conversation right there.
my grandparents. They'll appreciate that because their wedding song was "This Will Be an Everlasting Love."
This was,
Oh yeah,
man, that Natalie.
oh yeah,
New school, I'm gonna go Kenyon Dixon. Kenyon
oh yes,
Dixon
yes.
has hands down probably after Marvin Gaye, old school favorite male artist is Kenyon for me.
Okay,
Like his writing, his producing, his vocal ability. He comes from church and it resonates in his music. Straight R&B, like period. Like
oh yes,
so Kenyon Dixon, Alex Isley, huge fan of
yes. Oh
Alex
yeah.
Isley. Like we know who Alex Isley is, Bernie's daughter,
Mm-hmm.
right? Bernie
Oh yeah.
Isley.
Yep.
Yeah, like she's part of the Isleys.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody seems to be shocked lately, like, "What? We didn't know you were related to the Isleys." Yes, she is.
Yeah. The last name
Um,
is there.
exactly. Like the evidence is there.
Right.
So Alex Isley, Kenyon Dixon. I would have to say, oh man, I love Leon Thomas too. Like he really is making like
Yes.
a huge splash in R&B music.
Oh
He
yeah.
is really he's making his own print in this genre, in this industry for
Yeah.
real.
Already.
And he just went on live and like did a bunch of previews. And his record label cut him off alive because he was like showing too much. But
Oh.
what's coming is A1. What's
Oh yeah.
coming is amazing. And then I'm gonna have to go. If we're talking about just like writing, production, whatever, I'm still a huge fan of Summer Walker. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I
For
love her.
sure.
That her first album, the second one, now she's on this third. Like, I am a fan of Summer. Like, I feel like she has clean vocals, the production is there. Like, yeah, the writing is amazing. I love her.
Okay.
Was that three or was that four?
That was four. So Summer
That was
Walker.
four.
Um, you said Summer Walker,
Leon
Alex Isley,
Thomas, Alex
Leon
Isley,
Thomas,
Kenyon Dixon.
yeah.
But for an honorary, I'm gonna go her. Her is between her and Summer Walker.
Oh yeah.
Her really is, even though she hasn't came out with anything in a minute, but like top tier. Like I love her. Kind of want to replace her and Summer Walker, but I love them both. So
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. All right. So how about this with your new school R&B Mount Rushmore? Name your favorite song from each of them.
Mm. Favorite song from Kenyon Dixon would probably be from one of his older albums, and it's called Angel. If
Oh,
you don't know, Anita Baker is like his one of his top tier
ah.
favorite artists, and so it's really paying homage to that song. But the lyrics are super different, but you know it's the Anita Baker version. I love that song. That's
Mhm.
like probably from his second project. Before anybody even really, was hyped to who he was for real. Alex Isley, it would probably have to be One to You.
Hmm.
One to You. Um, Summer Walker, I'm gonna say Playing Games from her
Mhm.
first album.
Oh yeah.
Um, Leon Thomas is definitely Vibes Don't Lie.
Oh yes, that's probably my favorite. That's probably
Vibes Don't Lie.
even though Mutt is like the hit vibes don't
Right,
lie.
but Vibes Don't Lie is just too good.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so good. And
And
then, huh?
oh no, you got one more, don't you?
I did Summer, I did Alex, I did Kenyon, I did Leon Thomas. But if we're
Okay.
doing her,
Oh yeah.
it would be Facts.
Okay. Oh yeah. For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Oh
What
yeah.
about you?
Oh yeah. I lost my train of thought. I think. Well, I mean, well, I know it'll come back to me, so I'll say this. I know for Lucky Day, Extra is probably my. Well, actually, do I have to
That
do
whole
just
first
one?
album is
Oh yeah.
crazy.
Extra, Real Games. Uh,
Real Games, that change in Real Games
yes,
is crazy.
but his new album is slapping though. We gotta definitely but I mean, well, I'll say because my sister actually she put me on the Lucky Day when he first came out, and Extra was the
Hmm.
first song that I heard, and that just made a lasting impression on me. So I'll stick with that. Um,
Okay.
Duran Bernard, who have
Overqualified is like probably one of my favorites
yeah,
on his new album. That
yeah,
thing.
just chalk it up to that because I like what he did vocally with that. That's
Yeah.
the reason why I say like between being the mix of B Slade and Kim Burrell, so we'll stick with overqualified. You made it easy for me. All right. So who else? So I said Duran Bernard, Lucky Day. Who else?
Leon Thomas.
Leon Thomas. Oh yeah, Vibes Don't Lie. Leon Thomas. And then yeah, I'd have forgotten who I said already. So Lucky Day, Duran Bernard, and Leon Thomas, and then there was
Money
one
Long.
Money Long, Made for Me, because I like what she did with that.
Well, yeah,
I mean, I would
yeah,
say
that was
Hours
a
and
really good record.
Hours. Uh, I would say
Hours
Hours
and
and Hours
Hours.
because that I do like that one too. I know a lot of people got sick of it after a little while, but I'm like, this is killer,
It
and
was a really good.
yeah,
It was a really good track, and like, I mean, if you're a real Money Long fan, you knew Priscilla Renee before she became Money Long from back in
right,
the day.
right.
Um,
Well, actually, I didn't know that until I watched R&B Money, so I'm like, oh, really?
oh, yeah, she been in this game a long time.
For sure, for sure. So,
So your favorite old school Rushmore R&B songs?
okay, well, Shaka Khan, uh, Hot Butterfly, Papillon. Oh, so Papillon. We were there like hot
Yeah, that's
butterflies.
your favorite
First
singer.
time I heard that song, I was actually it was like post pandemic. I was visiting some friends out in LA, and I was just hanging out around at the mall. I'm like, whoa, who was? I mean, I recognized it was Shaka, but I'm like, man, I ain't never heard this one before. So I Shazammed it. I'm
Right. And
like,
what's the name of it
okay,
again?
Papillon, AKA Hot
Okay.
Butterfly. So that.
Hot Butterfly.
Mm-hmm. Then Stevie Wonder, we already talked about it, but That Girl is probably my favorite Stevie Wonder song.
Mm-hmm.
But that and then no, I take that back. Summer Soft, if you ever heard that one.
Summer Soft by
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
I'm
the
sure if I heard it.
so yeah, Marvin Gaye. Um Okay. Uh,
Goes
I
through
guess
the wilderness.
"Feel All My Love Inside." I'll say that one
Mm.
because I love the I love that intro. I mean, it's just a vibe too. Baby making music for sure. Like a
Always with him. Yes.
all right, and then who else?
Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin. Rock steady, baby. Rock
Hey,
steady, yeah.
funky. Just groove.
Because
Mhm.
Bernard Purdy, one of my favorite drummers, he played on that track too. So,
Oh, period. So yes, that thing is groovy
oh yeah,
for sure. Um, for me, okay, we'll start with Marvin Gaye. I Want You out the gate.
oh yeah.
Like
I
as
want
many of
you.
his songs as I love, like it's just such a classic record. I love that record. Shaka Khan would definitely be um I not like the name of it is slipping me, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's
sing
kind
it.
of fast. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun.
what you gonna do for me? What
Yeah,
you gonna
what you gonna? Yeah,
do?
so what you gonna do for
Oh
me
yeah.
is yeah, like period. Love that. Barry White, never gonna give you up.
Okay.
And then Natalie Cole, this will be.
Okay, for sure.
This will be. Yeah. So those
Yeah.
will be my four.
Oh, for sure. I'll say that I didn't. The when they played it on the end credits of The Parent Trap, that's when I heard it.
For
So
the first time.
for the first time, yeah,
Wow, that's
it
crazy.
is.
And that came out in the 90s,
Yeah,
right? And I know that song was
98,
in the 70s.
98. Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
All right.
That's awesome.
So yeah, like I said, I really didn't get too much into R&B music. I mean, not anything that wasn't, you, you know, I had to do my homework for
You do
myself.
your own research, right? You had to
So
get look into it for yourself because it wasn't like a huge part of your
yeah,
upbringing.
we really didn't have. I mean, we did have some albums, more neo soul because my mom was a neo soul fan. So we had the um, NDRE acoustic soul album. Uh,
Very, very
we
classic.
had the first Who Is Jill Scott. So
She's my favorite female artist, by the
mhm.
way. Just a little asterisk right
So
there.
and
Changed my life.
then you know the singer Desiree. You
Absolutely.
gotta be bad. You
Desiree.
gotta be tough. You gotta
You
be
gotta be
stronger.
stronger.
So yeah, I think when that song first came out, my mom was putting me onto that because she had the CD sampler of just that one song on the CD.
I remember it was
She's
the singles. You could
yeah
buy
yeah.
singles back
Mhm.
then still.
So
Mhm.
yeah, singles and CD samplers. You can get the acapella. You can get the instrumental
Exactly. It all
on
came
that
like
one
on one like
on one
little
CD.
seat. Yes.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
remember that song specifically because you could that was back, I don't know even know if you could still do it. Maybe you could get CDs and tapes from the library. And we
Yes.
got
Mm-hmm.
that. And also Kurt Franklin and Family Stomp came was out
Ah,
around the same time too.
DP, are you with me? How about it?
DP, oh yeah, and me and my sister used to listen to both of them.
What?
Desiree, him, all at the
uh,
same time. So yeah,
yeah. Speaking of which, you talking about going to the library and getting CDs? I know probably almost 20 years ago, me and my brother we went to the library and well, I guess it was more him. Those CDs that we took because we got like probably 15 of them. Still haven't
mm.
returned them.
Oh,
So I'm definitely gonna have to go incognito mode and just return
I'll
them
just get
anonymously
ready to
so they don't
say,
charge us all that money. Boy,
boy, okay,
but
that's crazy. But yeah, like R&B is just so it's just progressive. It just keeps moving. It don't
mm-hmm.
stop. It keeps moving. There's some really amazing new artists that I just found
Oh yeah.
about that I love. Sasha Keeble's amazing. She's from the UK actually, but her
Oh
stuff
yeah.
is like actually really, really amazing. Really loving Destin Conrad right now.
So you do talk about artists from the UK. Shay Universe. She's one of my
Oh,
favorites.
absolutely. Like mine too. Like she is really
Oh
amazing.
yes, for sure.
Like she's really, really dope. Love her down. Yeah, there's some really great R&B artists coming from the UK. And I was always fans of R&B artists from UK even before now. I mean, it's becoming really popular, but there's been some really amazing artists from the UK
For
that
sure.
I enjoy. But
So
yeah, like
so Question for you, because
Mm-hmm.
there's all this talk about R&B being dead, I
And
guess,
oh
and then
gosh,
I guess more the criticism is coming on to the industry artists, but I guess the independent artists are the ones really making an impact on musically on us music enthusiasts who actually enjoy the artistry. So I mean,
absolutely.
would you say that the true R&B artists are the ones not being heard?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say the true R&B artist. I would say, um, if you're just looking for free like just creativity, I would say that those are like underground,
Okay.
if you will. The ones who aren't signed are able to just fully be themselves, put out work that speaks to them, that can speak to you without the machine, like
Oh, for sure.
cutting
Yeah.
everything up
Right.
and getting in the way. I've always felt like that though, like underground artists, ever since Prince told y'all, he told y'all
Oh
don't
yeah.
do it.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Like he said, listen,
Yeah. Own.
don't do it. It's
Yeah.
gonna mess you up.
Own your masters.
Um, right, exactly. Like you just won't have and you'll be stifled. And that's pretty much it.
For sure.
I think now the underground language is I mean, with once streaming came about, like I
Oh yeah.
mean, getting a record deal is not even like a big it's a thing, but it's not like it's not really what you need. You just really gotta have, you build your audience and you can put a song on SoundCloud and trend the next day or TikTok or something, you know what
For
I'm
sure.
saying? Like most of the artists that we've talked about, especially the newer school ones, I know like Kenya, Alex just signed her major label, but prior to
Yeah.
that, she was doing all her stuff herself, from
Yeah. That's true.
producing it to writing it
That's
to
true.
everything else. Kenyan's still independent.
Independent. Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
Sasha's independent.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure Shady Universe is independent
Yeah.
too,
She
right?
is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Her, Duran Bernard,
yeah, like
Frank McComb. He's been independent
uh-huh.
for years.
Yeah, most of these newer school R&B artists that are really getting traction are still independent artists and don't
Oh yeah.
even aren't even looking to sign. So, um, I
I
mean, it
mean,
doesn't take
really,
away
with
from the ones that are signed, like
I mean,
Summer and whatever. But
yeah, thanks to social media. I mean, the status that they have, it really. I mean, unless if they got tired of just doing all the work themselves, other than that, it really wouldn't make sense to sign on to a major deal because they're already getting the support from fans and selling out shows and everything.
exactly,
So
which is
it's
really what you need. I mean,
oh yeah,
because like we know that signing on to a late like is so much that comes with that, and so much that you lose with it. You make your money from shows or whatever.
right.
So honestly, like I mean, and pushing it, like I said, I mean, they can push you, but the radio, like I think the machine had the radio, and when we had
Mm-hmm.
MTV and
Right.
106 and Park and different things to push it. Now it's social media. Like, what is your social media content looking like?
Mm-hmm.
What are
Mm-hmm.
you like pushing out there for people to really see? And you don't need the machine to do that for you.
Gotcha. Oh, side note, it's fun, and I'm glad you actually brought that up because I know in cable television, I know MTV they're really focused more on, I guess, reality shows, but they do have like a MTV classic station where they play all the old
Mm-hmm.
music videos.
Right. Or
I
like
think
VH1.
I'm
So
I'm saying my thing is why not go back to that? Because I mean, I don't me being a music fan, I don't want to turn on MTV and watch a teenage pregnant girl. I mean, it's not
exactly.
it's not.
It's music television. That's what
Mm-hmm.
MTV stands for. And then, like you said, it just really went another way. But VH1 did the same thing because isn't that where Love and Hip Hop is
Yeah,
on?
loving hip
At
hop, and
first, was
then
it on
they
VH1? Like,
yeah they had Next and Room Raiders and all this stuff that I watched
yeah,
in high
same with
school. So I mean,
BT. All of the music channels that we knew growing up really kind of transitioned to more like reality TV and like actually like television series more so than music. But I remember growing up, on a Sunday right now, we would be watching Bobby
Bobby
Jones.
Jones gospel,
Bobby Jones, Lift Every Voice. We would be watching
video
those kind of
gospel,
things. Loved what's our guy like Video Soul? Was that BET too, right?
video soul. Yeah, Donnie Simpson.
Yep, I was about to say Donnie Simpson, Video Soul, and then on VH1 you had or what was the other one? Midnight Love. something like that that came on. Was that BET or VH1? It was, I have to think about it. But yeah, like all those shows, I mean, all those like different shows that they had to actually play music.
I know they
And
had
like you
a.
said, 106 in Park and just different things where it introduced you to what was new. And you also got to see your favorite artists and see them perform and
Oh
different
yeah,
things like that, which is how you got introduced to what was going on because there was no streaming services, there was no internet and social media. And so, you know, you pretty much knew everything from those to the radio. And now you don't need either.
oh yeah. Yeah, but by the time I was in high school, I mean, well, I mean, yeah, the internet was there, but you know, it wasn't really used for artists to, you know, I guess sell themselves.
No,
So,
not at
well, I
all.
mean, but because you know all those stations and all those programs where you can actually, you know, turn on your TV and watch, you know, Angie Stone live and listen to Lovers
Exactly.
Ghetto live with a band and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
that and then
Yeah,
so yeah, Angie Stone, she did that. Jill Scott, I think Anthony Hamilton, you know, just a lot. These are all the people that I actually I mean, I knew who they were, but you know, coming acquainted with their catalog
exactly.
by seeing them watching on TV, and then you know you can go to the CD store and listen to like them 1 minute samples of.
Exactly. Decide if you want to buy it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Like it was very organic, authentic for the listeners anyway. Like we know that's a whole nother conversation with music business and stuff and how that works. And hopefully we'll have somebody on the show who can really like kind of like dive in deeper with that and how all of that works. But as a listener, back, yeah, prior to like what's going on now, it was just a very authentic listen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, I feel like R&B is headed in. I love where R&B is. If
Oh
you
yeah,
know
for
where to
sure.
look, you know who to listen to, you
Yeah.
know that R&B is not dead. You know it's alive and well and
Mm-hmm.
ticking. There are some amazing artists out there. You just have to look past the radio, and those are
Yeah.
just the facts. You have to look past the radio and do your research. But there are some amazing artists. Hopefully, the ones that we named will get you started on a track. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for sure.
Get you started on looking and diving deeper into the ones that aren't signed and have the big platforms or whatever. But yeah, what are your ending thoughts on this episode?
Oh yes, I will say I'll have to agree with you. It's all about doing your research, and you know, I guess for a start, you can you know, look up the recent NPR Tiny Desk concerts. You know,
That's a perfect
because
introduction.
that's going to be one way you can get into it. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's uh like I guess even through the pandemic when Tiny Desk at Home, the first time I heard Alex Isley was her Tiny Desk at
in
Home
her
concert.
apartment.
Yeah,
Oh
so
yeah, that was so good.
it was,
Yeah,
yes.
so many ways now to kind of just find your favorite artists and R&B artists and see what's out there. But yeah, this was amazing. This is going to be a continuation. I already know.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh yeah. So I'll say this: if you're watching this, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for the next episode and some of the shorts that will be coming out. And then you can email us at invehementcompany@gmail.com. You know, give us some suggestions, tell us that you're enjoying the show, you know, anything that you want us to talk about, you know, go there and hit us up because don't hit us up on Instagram DMing us telling us no, be professional, do it there. So but yeah, In Vehement Company podcast, the show made by music
yeah,
enthusiasts.
for music enthusiasts.
That's
We
it.
love y'all.
Peace out.
Peace.